So it was a bad evening for Arsenal. We've been dumped out at the semi-final stage against our former manager, Unai Emery. And can I just give Unai Emery a round of applause, because he could have been fully knee sliding on our pitch. He could have been giving it the V's. He could have been getting the Olays and being tossed up in the air. Yeah, dignity level 100. Yeah, classy. Well done to Unai Emery. And that was an absolute shambles. We're just going to get straight into player ratings.
Burnt 6, good handling. You know, like so commanded his area. Had a bit of a Willie Young moment where he slipped and then he let the ball in. But apart from that, didn't have much. Like I said, what he had to do, he did well.
Let's go to Becky B.
To be honest, Hector Bellerin, you can't knock Hector Bellerin, because in the second half he was the one. He was the one who was creating chances. He created more goal opportunities than Saka, and that's what Saka's the picture. In terms of what we've been criticising for not doing, he did it. So for him, I've got to give him a 7, because I thought that was
Kenny.
That's no. All right,
you had a stinker.
All right, this is what. All right, it had a stinker to a certain extent, but in terms of trying to get us back in the game, if you look at what he in the first half, he actually had an okay game. I'm going to give him a 6. That's the best I'm going to give him. In the context of
I still think that's too generous. But listen, it's your player ratings, Kenny, so you can do what you want. I would have given him about a 2, because the amount of times that guy gave the ball away was a disgrace.
But I think there's a players that we're gonna go through who actually helped inadvertently helped Villarreal take control of the match. But I'll get to that later.
Let's move to the opposite side. Obviously, Kieran Tierney came in. Granit Xhaka got injured in the warm-up. Didn't look fit one bit. Didn't get
5.
forward enough.
I'm going to give him 5. I'm going to give him a 5 because the simple reason is that it was a good effort, but ultimately he just didn't get enough help, and it was one of those things where it was a gamble. We rolled the dice and it just didn't work out for him.
Let's move into centre back. Pablo Mari.
Pablo Mari is a steady Eddie, but he's not what we needed. I'll say this with great respect. If you've got a packed defence and 2 banks of 4, you need defenders who can run out of the ball and affect the attack. And David Luiz and Gabriel were the players we needed today. So for what we needed, I can only give these guys in the 5 for what we needed, because it's not what we needed. Simple. We by playing those him and Holden in centre halves, you're allowing Villarreal to dictate the game, because they know what's coming.
Let's move to his centre-back partner, Rob Holden.
Rob Holden is a good professional, but he's not Arsenal level. 5, I'll give him a 5. Tries, okay at set pieces, but really and truly, if you're a big team, you're invariably going to play teams. They're going to put men behind the ball, and you need your defenders to be able to, be good at a long pass, a short pass, and be able to come out of the ball to try and set up attacks, and he just can't do it. Not what we need.
Let's move to the one-man midfield.
Felt sorry for him. I really felt sorry for him. He was doing 3 people's jobs, because he had no help from any of his partners. He was on his own against 3 people, and basically all they were doing was just passing the ball around him. And then what happened when he did get the ball, because they knew they sensed he was tired, they pressed him out of the game. Yeah. I felt for him. It's a 5. I felt for him. I really did. Once again, well-meaning to try and play an attacking team, but what's the point of playing an attacking team if you don't play attacking football?
100% agree. Let's move on to Bukayo Saka.
He's probably one of his worst games for the football club, and that is understandable, because the reason why it's one of his worst games for the football club, he is tired. The tank is empty. The legs are gone. Mentally struggled as well. And there was a certain extent that his teammates noticed that. So there were times when they weren't getting him involved in the game. So I can only give him a 5.
Let's move to next player, Martin Audecard.
Sadly, one of the worst players on the pitch. One of the reasons why Villarreal were able to get control of the ball, because sadly he slowed down our tempo, and he was part of the problem. Normally, he was brought in to be a solution to open teams up. But if you play so slowly, play too deep, you're not affecting the game. And for me, I can only give him a 4. And that's no criticism of him. He enabled Villarreal to set a tempo. That's not his fault. That's his manager's fault, to be honest, not his.
Let's move to next to him, Smith Rowe.
Struggled. Probably, he had the chance to, create panic and create celebrations for us, and he missed it. Key moment, fluffed his lines. He worked hard, run his nuts off, but again, they knew what was coming. You've got to remember, Unai Emery knows these players. He knows exactly what they're good at. He doesn't even have to watch the videos. He just knows what they can do and what he can't. And he knows what they favoured, and they slammed the door on him. I can only give him a 5.
Nicola Pepe
worked his nuts off, but again, Unai Emery knows his players. Tried to, times when he got down the byline, times when he got on the left. Endeavour, I'll give him a 10 out of 10. But in terms of like what he produced in the match and how it helped us win the game, I can only give him a 6.
Let's move to our striker. Our striker, I said this when I see a close-up of him. He's recovering from malaria. And you know me, Kenny. I'm 11 stone dripping wet. Yeah. Aubameyang's probably about 10.5 stone dripping wet. But Aubameyang's face, mate, he looked like Skeletor. He looked really ill, mate. I can't lie. Man looked ill. I can't believe he was on the pitch.
Look, I commend him for trying to help his team. I've got respect for him for that, but it wasn't his game. He was off the pace. His teammates weren't finding him. They weren't giving him no service whatsoever. I think, the argument that Aubameyang has to play centre forward is redundant now. The only time he looked effective when he went out to the left, had that cut in and had that shot. But I'm afraid at the moment, and I say at the moment, it's just not working out for Oba. With his injury and illness today, I can only give him a 5. I can't give him any higher.
Yeah, he was kind of unlucky with the header off the post, wasn't he? But other than that, it was a bit of a madness. Let's move on to substitutes. Gabriel Martinelli came on.
Struggled. Unai Emery knew what he wanted. He wasn't able to get behind the back four and create openings. They knew about him. They saw what he did last week. I'm sure they watched the Newcastle game as well. There was no way past down the right hand side for him. There were times when I actually forced him in field, but moving him back, he didn't have no effect whatsoever. I can only give him a 5. No effect.
Let's move on to Willian.
Again, tried his best, put in some great crosses, tried to run his heart out, but again, door was slammed shut. 5. The door was slammed shut. These guys did
Lacazette came on and didn't really have a great deal of chances. Really, didn't really affect the game.
Shithousery, a lot of shithousery. Tried to win free kicks, tried to get us back in the game through shithousery, and it just wasn't working. He's another one that just didn't look fit. 4.
Yeah. Last but by no means least, Eddie Nketiah.
Did he play? Well, he committed 2 fouls and gave away 2 free kicks. 1. 2 out of 10.
The manager, Mikel Arteta.
Cost us the game. Cost us the tie. Most all the games we've lost have been down to his tactics. 1 out of 10. And he should be sacked in the morning. Immediate sacked in the morning. No negotiations. The only thing he needs to negotiate is his payoff.
I can't disagree, Kenny. Listen, I really appreciate you doing this, man. I know it's late at night. It's like gone midnight now. We've got a big day tomorrow, man. Sending off our dear friend Claude. Anybody who wants to partake in celebrations or remembering our friend, this video I'll be dropping at 10 a.m. UK time. Get yourself down the Emirates, 10:30 in the morning, 15-minute segment. It'll be passing through the Emirates. So big up to everybody who is watching this video. And thanks again, Kenny. Appreciate it, man. And listen, I'll see you tomorrow, man.
One thing I just want to add in terms of Claude's last journey and thing. Claude was friends with a lot of our, not just Arsenal fans. He transcended a lot of football fans. Spurs fans are welcome. so are Chelsea
Any
fans.
fans are welcome.
Any fans, all football fans are welcome to celebrate Claude. Claude participated on every channel. He was one of the first guests that people had on, not just from Arsenal, but other things. Please, if you want to show your respects and just see him one last time, be passing around the armory and around the roundabout and just, show your faces. I know it's a work time. I know it's COVID as well, but, it's your last chance to see some part of Claude. And, if you're in the area or you just want to travel in, the times are there. Check my Twitter, check my Instagram, check Lee's Instagram, check everyone's Instagram. And, like I said, he won't be there. He'll be there in spirit. And he would have loved it to see how much love and appreciation you guys have for him.
No, well said, Kenny. Appreciate it. Listen, thanks very much, man. And
Definitely.
I'll see you tomorrow, man. It's going to be a bit emotional. But
definitely.
we have to move, man. Big up yourself. Come on. Definitely. Real one.